Hey everybody, welcome to Crafty Peep. I am in the Shop Your House collab with MB Gray Designs as your host, and please go watch all the other great creators in the playlist that will be in my description, as well as MB Gray Designs link. So please go do all the things you do, subscribe to their channels, and watch their videos. I took a tree from the Dollar Tree, and I think the paint was just apple barrel, and so I do have to give it a couple coats to make it dark enough to not have any streaks. But this is an Mackenzie Child inspired craft. Usually it's courtly check with black, white, and gold. But during the holidays, I change it up to red and green. So I just painted the whole thing Waverly Ivory, and then I find the middle, just eye the middle. I never measure, and use a 1/2 inch piece of large cardstock and do a long strip on either side of the middle with a pencil mark, and then just turn it to the side, find the middle, and then paint every other box. Instead of painting it black like I usually do, I painted it green, and I love how this turned out. And then I do dry it with my heat gun in between the coats. And then I take the Waverly Ivory paint, and it's called a drag mark, and you just drag it through the green squares. I like to use a straggly paintbrush to get the drag marks to look not perfect. And you just do every square, and no rhyme or reason where you put the drag mark. I am at a 4-day craft retreat, having a blast. So now I'm pulling through some metallic gold, and you just do it every so often, and I do go back and give it a couple coats to make it pop a little bit more. And I'm getting ready for a craft fair next weekend, so I'll be selling all the crafts that I'm getting done this weekend, next weekend hopefully. So I do put a gold jingle bell, and then I put 5 or 6 on the tree, and then decide that it's a little too plain for me, so I get out some ribbon and do a very simple ribbon that I'll show you here in a second. So I do pull off that top jingle bell. But yeah, I do not need to go shopping for probably a year. I have that much stuff in my craft room and in my storage unit behind my garage. But of course, if I see other creators with new stuff from the Dollar Tree, I'm like, oh, I've got to go get it. And I do. So I just got this little marabou in my stash in my craft room, so I just put it on the bottom. And I know at home I have those little bitty foiled presents that I'll probably add a few to the base of that. So I just took 6 ribbons, I think, or 2 of the ribbons, cut them, and then in a crisscross pattern, and hot glue that to the top, and I think I put the jingle bell back in the middle. Nope, I put a little green ornament, and then I take some jute ribbon and put a little fire to the jute. Be careful when you do that. And it's just so it takes all those little straggly ends off of the jute. And then I glued that to the very top, and I was really happy with this tree. All right, Mod Podge. I say do as I say, not as I do, because it would have been way simpler to do the Mod Podge before I put the jingle bells on. So always do that. Once your paint dries, go ahead and Mod Podge it, and it just sets your paints or your napkin that you just decoupaged or your glitter. And there is the finished product. I'm very happy with that. Alright, DIY number 2 is these red little mittens from the Dollar Tree, oven mitts, I guess. And if I had to do it all over again, go ahead and just buy 2 of the furry little mop heads, because I am pulling white little fur stuff off. I will be finding it all weekend, so just go ahead and put the whole mop head on there. We were making Santa's little mittens, and what a mess I made. And usually I have a lint brush in the car, but I guess I took it out and did not replenish it, so I did hot glue all the ends so it would hopefully stop shedding. But what a mess. I did several of these last year for a craft pop-up fair, and they sold really well. Santa's little mittens. So you do both sides. You take off that little loop of the oven mitt, glue them together. I like to use Gorilla hot glue. I find that it still has strings, but way less strings. So I take this little belief sign that I got at the Dollar Tree as well. I did get the Dollar Tree several months ago, but this all came out of my craft room. Do a very simple little bow. Just take about 6 inches, cross them over, and hot glue them. So I'm just hot gluing that right there, and I'll probably, when I get home, drop a little red jingle bell for what Polar Express believe. And then I want the believe to pop a little bit more, so I take gold marker from the Dollar Tree and go around the edge of the believe, and then take glitter paint and actually paint the believe. I just don't want the silver to show because I already had put the gold jingle bells on. So when I get back home, I might liquid gold the word believe. I have not found any more gold markers at the Dollar Tree. I've found purple and blue and about every other color, but I love using that gold marker sometimes when I'm doing Mackenzie Child inspired crafts as well. So there's the finished product. Love it. And for DIY number 3, I do a very simple little rag ribbon. Oh gosh, when you rip the fabric, messy bow, I guess it's called. So I got most of these fabrics at at the Dollar Tree in Walmart. And I just cut a little bitty thing and then rip it about 1 inch wide. And then just keep crisscrossing them. It's a pretty thick bow, and then if you tie it really tight with a jute or a zip tie, you're able to maneuver it around to showcase all of the different fabric that you used. I love buffalo check. I love the red and black buffalo check, and then the rest of the fabrics were in a stack from Walmart. That red and green were from the Dollar Tree. And I do get a fair amount of my Dollar Tree stash from a de-stash site on Facebook, because my Dollar Tree just doesn't have a lot of stuff. So when I see other creators, I get on a de-stash site and I'm able to find it. So I usually pay $2 an item, besides $1 an item that you can find your stuff at Dollar Tree for. I got those beads last year from Walmart, and I show you one, but I think the finished bow has 3 of them going in the middle. So I hope you've enjoyed these 3 Shop Your House collab crafts. I'm sitting there talking with my hands. You'd swear I'm Italian, but I'm not. So now I'm just giving it a haircut. You just go around and angle it or dovetail it. With messy bows, I usually just go around and do what I'm doing, giving it a haircut, and then play with a little bit more and bring out more of the layers so you can appreciate them all. And I'll put this on some type of craft that I make this weekend for the craft show. There it is. I'm real happy with that. I love making bows. And I just started with Christy's Crafty Cottage as well, a community page. So Crafty Creators Community. I would love for you to join. And until next time,